Hello and welcome to Movie of the Year, the only podcast with the science and the screaming to determine the best movie for any given year. And everybody knows we are doing 1999 Part 2. And also, this is the intro episode, Part 2. If you want to listen to the intro episode of the 99 season, Part 1, Part 2, go listen to the last episode from last week. We voted off a ton of movies, gentlemen. There's a lot of blood on the floor already. Mike, what's one movie that you're surprised either did or did not move on?
I think we fucked up.
Yeah.
By letting Greg
host the show.
Bitch out on American Pie. I think that was a pop punk cultural touchstone just sonically. And so many 2 theater sequels and an even more a gross amount of straight to DVD sequels.
Dude, they kept going for that one.
I hear you, Mike, but its competition of Dogma also has its own ridiculous idiots who like that movie. So I feel like that was just a tough matchup. I feel like that both of those movies should be in the third round, and they're just not.
One thing I'm definitely surprised about is Girl Interrupted. It was our 5 seed. That's the one where when we get off the mics and we have to go tell the women in our lives that it's going to get us some eyes rolled directly at us. Like, you guys are dudes.
And the soy boys in our lives.
In addition, the soy boys.
But when they respond, we will interrupt them, and then it'll all come to pass.
And go, girl!
Hang on, genius. Well, you know what? I'm too excited to get talking about these movies, so I'm going to say let's jump in right now. Keep the ball rolling. Here we go. Our 49th matchup. Our number 2 seed is 10 Things I Hate About You versus our number 63 seed, Idle Hands. Mike, just vote. Okay, do you want to say something, big guy? I'm sorry. I thought that was a for sure slam dunk, but you look like you are shocked.
I know.
You look like Kevin McCall.
I love both of these movies, but only one is good. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Can I just say that, like, we did a show about 10 Things 8 years ago. That's what launched it to number 2. Like, there's no way that it's not number 2 on Letterboxd unless we plucked it from the group of quote-unquote shitty teenage movies and said, no, this one is important.
So let's do it again with Idle Hands. I changed my vote.
Do we all agree, despite being silly heads, that 10 Things I Hate About You is moving on?
Yes. Shakespeare.
Our next matchup is number 31, Big Daddy, versus number 34, South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. 2 of the Titanic comedies of the year squaring off against each other. Ryan, do you agree that Big Daddy, which is the higher seeded movie at 31, is one of the Titanic comedies of 1999?
We talked about Dogma and how that might be me done with Kevin Smith. I feel like Big Daddy had that same thing for me with Adam Sandler. Do you guys remember? Because in the last episode, we talked about how all these movies, like, they're so hard to remember, but we all remember that one line. Do you guys have that with Big Daddy?
Yeah, I do actually.
Throwing sticks in front of rollerbladers.
It's when his girlfriend, which I think is who's his girlfriend in that?
Christy Swanson, I think, is the first one.
She
and
starts
then Leslie
dating
Mann might be an ex.
An older man, and then she's like, he's got a 5-year plan, and Big Daddy says, "What is it? Not to die?"
I mean, if you typed in Adam Sandler in ChatGPT, that is what would come out. I remember him screaming about how McDonald's breakfast is over, but South Park is like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah. Mike, do you agree?
Yes.
South Park. Moving on. Our next matchup is number 15, Being John Malkovich, which some of these we haven't had a chance to talk about yet because they've been so highly seeded. That is one that's like, oh yeah, Being John Malkovich versus number 7.
Almost won our last time.
Yeah, and then later the Kaufman would go on to win with adaptation one?
And Eternal Sunshine.
So maybe we made a mistake here not having Being John Malkovich, our original 99 champion. It's going up against 79, the Cider House Rules. Does anybody want to say anything about Cider House Rules? Right? Being John Malkovich, moving on.
Malkovich.
I just remember such Oscar bait. So
up next.
That's not going to work here. We're anti-Oscar.
Number 18, and this movie represents Mike's most bisexual tendency, which is The Mummy. Versus number 47, October Sky. Now, October Sky is number 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47. 47
and has no cultural footprint at all.
It's about an astronaut we talked about last time. Is that enough to take down the Mummy? Ryan, what do you say?
The Mummy is like, it's so weird. It has this cultural footprint, but I really do think, Greg, as to what you said, it is sexual. Like, there is no type of whatever, whichever way you lean, that you're gonna like. Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz in this movie are the two hottest people I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's cinematic. I think it's fucking horniness.
Yeah. Again, 99 was a very
part of
horny
cinema.
time. We all wanted to bone, but we couldn't because we were just children.
But October Sky has Jake Gyllenhaal as a 13-year-old. So I think now we have to pick the Mummy because of what I just
Mike,
said.
what's moving on?
I don't want to delve into what Ryan said at all. I've never seen a bumper sticker out in the wild that says I would rather be watching October Sky parentheses 1999 close parentheses starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Laura Dern, and Chris Cooper. And there is that fucking bumper sticker for the Mummy.
And of course, Mummy has that classic Al Jolson line where he goes, "The Mummy." Ryan, do you think the Mummy should
We appeal to all demographics. Yes, I do, Greg.
talkies? We got them all. Okay. Oh, man. I'm very excited about this next matchup, but I'm not sure it's going to go my way. Number 7 seed. And we did not do this our first time in 99. Episode 1 of Star Wars, The Phantomed Menace, versus number 58, The Three Kings.
2 sand movies.
2 movies about sand. I mean, it gets everywhere, right? I'm going to just say about Star Wars, I think we decided not to do it because we were like, maybe we weren't going to do franchises or something, or maybe it just didn't make the cut because we could only do 8 and then 1 bonus. But I have to say, it feels silly not to do the first of the prequel Star Wars movies, not because it's good and not because it's bad, but just because like this is a whole generation's Star Wars. This is the one they care about. And Star Wars still has a lot of cultural cachet, even though mostly wrapped around all these really bad properties. So it's like it's part of the history.
I hear you, Greg, and I will raise you by saying it seems crazy not to do Three Kings because The Phantom Menace came out that year. So, Mikey?
Greg, I believe you. I hear you. I just rather do a good movie. Three Kings is my vote.
Ryan, what do you vote for?
I legitimately, I texted you too
and
said, I think Phantom Menace is coming for us this season. Not against Three Kings, and I'm sorry.
This is what brackets are like, though. Like, you could design a path where Phantom Menace does make it, I think. Yeah. But you could also design a path where it gets a really potent lower seed or higher seeded movie, and that's just what happened here.
It goes up against Stir of Echoes, and then Mike's like, burr, 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 and then it moves on, and then Stigmata. Like, there's so many bad movies that it could have done it, but Three Kings, man.
Number 26 and still in the running, She's All That versus number 39 seed, SLC Punk. Does anybody want to say anything about She's All That?
Rachel Lee Cook, Mike?
Yeah, it is Rachel Lee Cook. It is Freddie Prinze Jr. It is based on Shakespeare.
Is it?
This is Pygmalion.
Yes. He wrote that one way in the future.
Mike?
This is where I would say, if like this was our first time doing a bracket show, this is where I would say Phantom Menace, and you guys would laugh and laugh and laugh.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that joke's kind of toast.
So we can't make that joke right now. Mike, let's just move on to the voting.
SLC Punk.
Ryan?
It's just not a fingerprint at all. I'm going with She's All That.
Ooh. Oh, this came to me and I wasn't expecting it. I loved SLC Punk. I see the fingerprint argument, but there's a whole other round after this anyway, so maybe it's a little bit academic in the long run.
So defeatist.
Our next matchup, and we have not talked about this one yet, big movie, The Sixth Sense, our number 10 seed, versus our number 55 seed, Open Your Eyes, which is the Spanish version of Vanilla Sky.
Now, I know I've said this a lot, but this has to be the most egregious disinclusion of our first round. Like, phenomenon in 99.
Mhm.
And as some people have pointed out, an incredible movie as well. And we just moved ourselves on. This feels like, to me, we were being too cool. I'd like to be too cool again, but it's just such a big movie.
I will tell you this. I feel like The Sixth Sense is a good movie, but when you watch it and then you see the twist, you're like, okay, movie, I'm never going to watch you again, ever. And I don't know why that is. It's like there's more to it than just the twist, but it's like knowing the twist, you feel like I'm done with that experience. And I'm not sure that's true.
That's why you have a podcast.
Yes.
We don't have a choice. We have to go through it without the twist.
There's a twist?
Oh, Mike, you're going to be so excited.
I haven't seen this one, so I'm going to... But I will say it's very zeitgeisty again because little Kenny Lamar had a song that starts off with saying, I see death.
Hell yeah.
So I think the culture wants it.
Hell yeah. I'm very...
So Mike is the...
Go, Ryan.
Mike is the Diane Warren of this podcast. If there's a song that goes along with the movie, then I'm in. I will vote for it.
I am sad we're not going to get to do Open Your Eyes, though. Maybe I'll just watch that.
Which Goldfinger, the ska band Goldfinger has a song called Open Your Eyes, Mike. So...
But you know what I'll do, guys? I'll just watch it on my own, my free time. I'll just watch a movie.
Liar.
No, it's absurd. The Sixth Sense is moving on. Number 23, Office Space versus number 42, Never Been Kissed. I feel like this is a slam dunk. Does anybody feel different?
Well, now I'm getting kind of worried about the comedies because how much is there to talk about? But Office Space's thumbprint is tremendous.
We could talk about the soundtrack. We could talk about Jennifer Aniston's role. We could talk about the guy that works at Flingers or whatever.
We could talk about how this sort of changed how we talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you.
We could talk about how remember that one
face.
time, remember that one time, remember that one time.
Two chicks at the same time.
Got a guy. Got a girl who would double up on a dude like me. Dietrich Bader. Oh my God. I feel like we knew that we loved him, but we didn't know how much we loved him at that point. Well, what's moving on, Mike? Office Space or Never Been Kissed? Ryan?
Office Space.
Office Space, moving on. Up next is number 3, The Matrix, but are we going to do an episode about The Matrix? I don't know. It's going up against number 62, Dick. Mike, do you know about Dick?
I do know, but you know what? It's true. At no point in Dick does Will Ferrell pause for 15 minutes in the fucking movie to explain everything that's going on in the worst way possible.
So I love Matrix Backlash.
Dude, I love this attempt to somehow cast Dick as the more important movie than The Matrix.
No, fine, fucking.
Sorry you hate trans people, Mike. Jeez Louise.
Oh, boo. Sorry you hate Dick, you homophobe.
Wait a minute. I love Dick. I just hate men. Can we assume The Matrix is moving on, everybody?
Yeah, it's moving on.
All right. Next up, number 30, The Straight Story. The story of one man's quest to go see his brother to repair their relationship. He doesn't have a car, so he jumps on a lawnmower and drives all the way there. And if that does not sound like...
Directed by who?
Who is that directed by, Ryan?
Who is that directed by? That Disney movie about a brother slow moving across the country just to see his brother. David Lynch.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I said another movie was going to be the lynchiest movie we had. I'm not so sure that's going to work.
No, this is the least lynchiest movie we've talked about tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he did what the title says, right? Which is he probably just made the movie straight. It is going against... This sucks. It's going against number 35, The Insider. These were two of the movies I was very excited about having a chance to actually do a show about, and now they're fighting against each other. Does it have to be this way? Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. Mike, do you have any feelings about either The Straight Story or The Insider?
David Lynch is a fascinating guy. Let's see him try to attempt to be not a fucking weirdo.
Ryan, what do you think?
I love both these movies. I think that they are both like the best of the year, maybe in my top 10. But the way that The Insider tackles whistleblowers and media, and I just think it's so there. And Michael Mann has only been more dynamic than David Lynch in 1 year. And it's with these two movies. So I want to give him the shot. I love the Straight Story, but like it's such a perfectly quiet, calm, almost not controversial movie that I want to give it to The Insider.
Yeah, and I'm sort of moved by that. Insider was number one most exciting movie that we would maybe get to do a show about than we didn't last time. Just sounds very, very good to me. And Straight Story did too, but it was just a little bit, in my estimation, behind The Insider. Our next matchup is number 14 seed Magnolia versus number 78 seed Stir of Echoes.
Was Magnolia in 99 1.0 the movie that we were the most like crossed on?
The most
so
crossed
I think
on,
that
like
would
we
be
didn't have like the
interesting.
same feelings about.
Yeah, like usually we agree so hard. Am I wrong on that, Mike? Do you remember?
My memory is that it almost won.
Yeah, that's my memory of it too. That like when I remember when I saw it in 99 being like, I'm not so sure about this. I remember it being transformative to see it in our original season. I was like, holy moly. It's still a wee bit long, but like, I don't know. You don't feel it that much in it. I remember being blown away, and it was like on a short list of maybe 3 to 5 that could have won.
It's just like, not that this matters, but the perfect movie for a podcast.
Yes.
Please, if I have to watch this, let me podcast immediately.
Totally. And I'm assuming, gentlemen, it is moving on.
I mean,
Over what?
let me remind you. No.
Okay. The mouth thing.
After that,
Stir of Echoes.
After that, Greg, I'm going Magnolia for sure times a million.
Magnolia. Our next matchup is number 19 Tarzan, our requisite Disney movie for the year, versus number 46 Pusher. I watched a little bit of Tarzan today because it's like one of the Disney ones I have not seen. I was 18, so it was very important to me to be like, I'm an adult. I don't like Disney movies. I have to say, they think they took a lot of interesting chances in that movie. The first time you hear Phil Collins' voice come out of the movie screen, you are surprised. I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm just saying at first you're like, whoa! And he's narrating like the exact events of the movie. Ryan, do you think...
I mean...
What about Pusher?
I've never seen Pusher. I know that it like created a career that I really do like, and I miss that guy. Huge Drive fan, so I would love to see Pusher. I know that Tarzan is worse than Hunchback, and Hunchback did not go over that well.
Yeah.
Like, this is a downward spiral.
The Mad Milkman is in Pusher.
Mike, what do you think moves on?
It's Pusher, because the Mad Milkman, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, okay. Ryan, do you agree with that?
I do.
Yeah. Our number 6 seed is your original 1999 movie of the year. It is Eyes Wide Shut. It's going up against number 59, Ravenous, a movie that you guys were both a little more excited to move on than I thought you would be. But Mike, does Ravenous have enough hunger to consume Eyes Wide Shut?
Love that wordplay. As much as it's nice to see people like me on screen in Ravenous, I think Eyes Wide Shut's got to go.
Can you just imagine, guys, if we made a pact right now that Ravenous moves on past our last winner?
Yeah.
Like, we're so going to destroy the past.
Yeah.
Fuck Eyes Wide Shut. No, it's a brilliant movie.
I have to say, the movie I am most excited to watch in 1999 is Eyes Wide Shut. So... Our next matchup is Lock, Stock, and 2, I believe it's Smoking Barrels, versus number 38, a movie that I did not give enough respect to earlier, and I apologize for that, Existenz.
Well, you were so 13th floor coded.
Yeah.
You couldn't remember what Existenz was. And Existenz is like, it's so 99, but also so is Lock, Stock, because it gave us Guy Ritchie, this new generation of what QT copying would be. And I know that sounds like, derogatory, but I flipped for this movie in the theaters.
Do you agree, Mike?
Oh, we're gonna all do the best Cockney accents where we do Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels.
Ryan, having heard that accent, do you...
I don't know what Mike thinks. I'm going to vote for Lock, Stock, but I don't know what Mike voted for.
Lock, Stock is moving on. I hope we get a chance to talk about it. Very fun movie, and very influential. Our number 11 seed is Toy Story 2 versus number 75, Bowfinger. Guys, just vote.
Toy Story 2.
I love Bowfinger. Toy Story 2 is a masterpiece.
Number 22, I don't think we're going to get to do this movie, but I really want to, and hopefully we will. All About My Mother. Ryan, tell the fans at home what All About My Mother is.
This is Pedro Almodovar, who if I'm talking in movie of the year speak, it is Talk to Her is the movie that we watched, which almost, I think, did incredibly in the year that it came out.
Mike and I went from we have not heard of this movie to this is our favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Such a complicated dealing with like every single part of gender and relationships. And All About My Mother is sort of his like claim to fame. This is how he launched himself. There are movies before this, like Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. I want to say that might be him. But this was his big American claim to fame, and then he went on to make Talk to Her and Voltaire. Then this is Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. And Mike, it's going up against Man on the Moon.
Could you believe I'm not going to vote for Man on the Moon?
Is this a vote because you like All About My Mother, because you're excited about it, or because you don't like Man on the Moon?
I loved Man on the Moon. But I love Voltaire. Under the Skin was that, and yeah, I want to see all of Almodovar, and I'm only going to do it contractually when the podcast does. So,
Ryan, what do you think should move on?
Yeah, God forbid you watch a movie on your own. Like that's so disgusting to like not have a When would you? Honestly, man, I love Man on the Moon so much, but I'm gonna go with what Mike said and seating. I'm gonna go All About My Mother.
All About My Mother. Moving on. That is the end of round number 2. We're going to take a quick, tiny, little itty-bitty break, and when we come back, then we're getting to the real voting rounds, where our winners move on and our losers break our hearts. It's real. It's here. We're prepared.
Greg, I hate to interrupt, but I want to let all three of us know that if a movie wins here, it's in. Win and you're in. Like, this is it.
Are we sure?
We're sure, Mike.
I don't know. Honestly, Mike, I don't know. You
know what I'm going to do, Ryan? I'm going to scan over to to a little bit to the right and see. Nope, it's real. It's real, Mike. These ones go into the last part of the bracket where we have to watch them.
Is there time to put Wild Wild West back in?
Honestly,
Mike, do you remember when you taped up a sign that said "It's real" in Greg's office? He looks at that sometimes, and he just realized how real it is.
I didn't even know what it meant at the time, but now it's all coming together.
It's so upsetting here, folks. It really is, because so many of these we were very excited about, and then it's like, yeah, but you're not actually gonna get to do a show. And some of these matchups, it's gonna become apparent as soon as I say them. Like this one, for instance, number 1 seed Fight Club versus number 33 Drop Dead Gorgeous.
But we have time to bitch, right? Like
we could talk. I mean,
we have time
to talk about Drop Dead Gorgeous, maybe. This
is the female Fight Club is Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Yep.
And so we're just saying, oh, what? Because that's what you two are saying, that males are better. It's
violent. It's funny. Will Sasso plays a very questionable character in it. That would be fun to talk about on the show.
Wait, questionable why?
He's mentally challenged, and they say the hard R word a lot.
Dude, 99, we did not know. It's not like nowadays where we know, but now people like to still use it. 99, we thought it was totally cool. Everybody thought that you should be saying that as much as possible.
Even some of like the good characters say it. Brittany Murphy says it, guys.
Oh, R.I.P.
So we're doing our due diligence. Like, we're being woke by moving Fight Club along.
Yeah, we have to for the wokes. I'm excited about Drop Dead Gorgeous that it got this far. I do think it says a lot about how popular it's been. I do think it's better than most of the movies we've talked about tonight, but in what world?
Better than Fight Club.
Wow. Okay, so from one that probably isn't too upsetting to one that certainly is going to be, number 16, the Iron Giant versus number 17, the talented Mr. Ripley. Now, the Iron Giant has been said by more than one panelist to be like definitely the biggest mistake we made in our first 99 season, which isn't necessarily a mistake. I mean, if you have to pick 8 movies, what that leaves you with is like 15 movies where it feels like, oh man, I can't believe you didn't do that one. But even having said that, in what world do you talk about film of 1999 and not talk about the Iron Giant?
I also think like one of my biggest like surprises from the entire night, including this week and last week, was that we dropped Mystery Men.
Yeah.
Because you guys, you two are such comic dorks, whereas I love football and cars. Iron Giant is the best comic book movie of our lifetime.
Or like, comic property.
Yeah, like it does all the things. It's a Superman movie. Like it does all the things. Talented Mr. Ripley. I really like the whole idea of going from 8 to 16 was sort of to include Talented Mr. Ripley. And I
specifically.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mike, it's funny. They're the 16 and 17 seeds, but doesn't it feel like they're more like the 3rd and 40th seeds or something?
Yeah. You can inverse those 7 and that 1. Yeah, it's Iron Giant.
So Iron Giant's moving on. Talented Mr. Ripley, thanks for coming out. Remember, folks, these are episodes. Like Fight Club, we did an episode, so we're gonna give you our impressions, what we said back in the day.
Oh fuck. Okay.
But the Iron Giant, that's gonna be an episode. We're gonna spend a week.
We're gonna do that
watching
shit.
the Iron Giant. A week talking about the Iron Giant.
And don't count how many times we bring up in this next round how much we wish we could have voted the Talented Mr. Ripley instead of whatever movie is going in. Don't pay attention to that.
Certainly don't drink every time because you would be dead.
You'd be dead. And then we would lose a listener, and that'd be the real tragedy. Our next matchup is number 8, American Beauty, versus number 25, Run Lola Run. Let's do it, y'all. Let's fucking do it. I would much rather watch and discuss Run Lola Run than just move on American Beauty, a movie that is literally a turd.
There's just no way. Like, there's just like American Beauty is still where we get all of our TV watching and most of our movie watching. I think Run Lola Run is it like it is so it's how we make movies now. Still to this day. It is how we write scripts. American Beauty is still so prevalent and still so beloved.
Is it beloved? It feels like so forgotten.
I feel like everybody remembers how they felt about it in 99, and maybe taste has changed since then, or maybe some people have fallen from grace, but you watch it now and it's like, it seems so dumb, but we were really deeply, people were moved in 99. I mean, everybody loved this movie.
It's like, it's the same way I talk about Shawshank. Like when people talk about it, it's like, oh, this is your first important movie that you watched. Like it's not good. I'm just saying it is still so important.
Mike, what do you think? Are you moved by Ryan's argument that it is important enough to move on over a movie that is much better but much less popular?
Run, Lola, run.
Ryan, what do you say?
American Beauty.
I will tell you, my number one thought this season was that American Beauty was just not worth talking about. And I know what you said, Ryan, and I know it's like influential and everything else, but I just don't care for it, and I just don't think there's much more to say about it, and there's no way it's going to win, and we already did a show about it, so at most we would just give our recap of it. So since it has no chance to win, I'd rather move in a movie that does have a chance of winning, and Run Lola Run could at least do something, at least make some noise. I say Run Lola Run.
Yes.
Our next matchup, 2 comedies facing off against each other. Number 9, Notting Hill versus number 41, Galaxy Quest. Tough draw for the fans of comedy, Ryan. What do you say?
Yeah, I just think that Galaxy Quest is good. It has its fans, but Notting Hill, I do think, changed a whole, or like put itself up on a pedestal in a genre that like really needed it. Whereas Galaxy Quest is, has its jokes.
That's rough.
Ouch.
Mike, do you think Galaxy Quest is better than just having its jokes?
I think it is better than just having its jokes, but you know what? Ryan's pretty singed by losing American Beauty, so my vote's for Notting Hill.
I fucking don't like Mike's attitude right now. I'm changing my vote to Galaxy Quest.
And Ryan, you're also saying Notting Hill, correct?
Which actually might have been Mike's plan the whole time. So yeah, I'm saying Notting Hill.
I have to say, I would much rather back a movie that we're not sure of, but that Ryan is very excited about, than move on a movie that Ryan isn't even excited about, but thinks that we should, So it's like, it's one thing to rely on his knowledge of movies, but we've seen American Beauty, Mike. We don't have to see that shit again. Maybe ever. We may never see that movie again, Mike. That's the hope.
If we have a just God.
Notting Hill is moving on. There is going to be a show about Notting Hill, ladies and Up next, I was so excited when number 4 moved through Perfect Blue. I was like, gentlemen, we're doing it. We're going to watch an anime that's so important. And I'm so excited. And I was pumping my fist in the air. It's going up.
But Craig, honestly, like, is number 4 a little crazy though? Is that seating wild?
Only because, like, not from like a quality perspective, but I mean, I had personally, I had never heard of Perfect Blue, but I don't know a ton about anime. I just enjoy it when I watch it. But like, I never in a million years would have guessed it's number 4 seed, except having seen it, the quality's there. I mean, it's definitely good enough for that. It's going up against Election though. And I just think that's a tough draw in this group. I think it's a tough draw for this exercise. Movie of the year is about like having a huge footprint. At least partially, we think of like what it's like within the year to have a footprint. Perfect Blue is this kind of thing where we always run into where it's like it came out in Japan, earlier than 99. It didn't make a huge impression on America in 99. I don't know,
but it's hard though because the seating would dictate that it does have a bigger footprint, right? Like Letterboxd says it is the bigger movie, but I don't know. Election has just been like there with me for my entire life.
Mike, are you willing to like take a flyer on Perfect Blue, a movie that like you've only heard me talk about, versus Election, a movie that you've seen and love?
I bet Perfect Blue is great, but even a dumb doofus like me had heard of Akira and Ghost in the Shell before the bracket, and it's just it's there's certain things. My theme of this year is no integrity. It's Election, no qualms, no forgiveness.
I love it.
Why would you have integrity when everyone around you has none?
Yeah.
Nobody else does, and they seem to be pretty fucking successful.
You feel like a fool. So, yeah, that's the right choice. What can I say? Perfect Blue is an amazing movie. Please watch it, gentlemen. You will like it so much, and you'll be like, Greg, you were right. But we're still glad that we did a show about Election instead. Up next is number 13, The Blair Witch Project versus number 45, Boys Don't Cry. We did do an episode about The Blair Witch Project. We've never done an episode about Boys Don't Cry. My recollection was The Blair Witch Project, that when we did it, we were all blown away by it. Mike, do you have that same recollection?
Oh, yeah. I think I went in knowing it was good and was ready to do fisticuffs and it won you guys over.
Knowing like you had seen it before, you liked it, and you thought that we would not?
No, well, just as the horror guy, what breaks us horror people, and maybe I'm just a dumb one, there's probably good horror people, is I'm like, I know this is great, but am I a fucking moron trying to defend the 13th floor?
We have a new phrase.
So I was like, I think this is still awesome. It is beyond the gimmicks, and I've said that for years and had people roll their eyes, but those people did fucking go back and watch it.
Yeah,
I definitely went in with arms folded and been like, this is what's the one where it's like a security camera in the house and
paranormal
activity.
Yeah, it's just a gamut, and no, this is a movie.
Yeah,
and Boys Don't Cry is an incredible movie, but not there, like not with that thumbprint.
Also, yeah, it's just like it just dominated the culture. People literally thought it was real. People literally thought they found this footage in the forest and that they cut it together and put it into theaters, showing these kids get murdered.
A dumbass producer at the dance, which is what those of us in the biz call Sundance, said, "It's a shame that kid is dead because he's such a good actor."
Which shows like a weird
Listen to yourself, you
understanding
moron.
of what it is.
Right? Like,
how could he be both an actor?
I know my
God
role. I know I have to say disgusting things like this.
And that man helped run Hollywood.
I'm hearing that the Blair Witch Project is moving on, gentlemen.
99 needs Blair Witch Project.
And it's good. That's the thing. It's also good. We promise you. Up next is, excuse me while I giggle a little bit here. It's number 69, The Limey, which is Ryan's pick, versus number 37, Bringing Out the Dead. Mike, does the sexual position, the 69, does that have a bad rep?
Oh, yeah. I think it's super fun. It's not how you're going to get there necessarily, but it's a good time on the way.
Have you changed, instead of saying, hey, baby, do you want a 69 tonight? Have you called it Bringing Out the Dead? Should we bring out the dead tonight?
Let's do The Limey. Ryan, The Limey was your pick, and you made it sound a lot more exciting and interesting than our recollections of Bringing Out the Dead. Are you excited that you might get, not only your pick might get a show, but also 69, that's getting nice. That's getting very deep. That's like one of our deeper movies ever.
Nice. It's hard to
Honestly,
get
I am
69.
I mean, this is Soderbergh versus Scorsese. I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. I hope that you guys, I'm so stoked to do either of these shows.
Here's Mike. I'm just going to think out loud for a second here. Here's my deal. I remember not liking Bringing Out the Dead, but I don't trust my taste when I was that age. Like sometimes it's right when even now I'm like, oh yeah, I was right to like that. I'm so afraid that I'm wrong about it, but I remember watching it and not liking it and hearing Ryan talk about the Limey and kind of like light up while he did it was super persuasive. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, and this is probably dumb for all the wrong reasons, but this era versus Scorsese versus this era Soderbergh, I'm a burger man.
And we can't just put the talented Mr. Ripley right here.
We can't do that. No, Ryan. Ding. That's one.
I know.
Well, Ryan, you want us to decide, right?
I do.
Mike, I've licked my finger. I've put it in the air. It feels like the Limey to me.
Yes, that. I'm sorry if I was unclear.
The Limey is moving.
That's wild.
On. Up next is number 12, The Green Mile, versus number 44, Dogma. Ryan, is there any chance
Greg.
the talented Mr. Ripley can move on here? Ding. That's 2.
Ding.
Okay, I think it sucks that I have 2 fouls, even though Greg took one of my fouls. That's weird, and now I'm gonna tech Greg. So one of these movies gets a show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're gonna
honestly,
watch one of these movies 2 or 3 times in 1 week.
I would rather get to
Die.
I would rather die. I would rather get to what 1999 audiences were going with being in love with the Green Mile than revisit my Kevin Smith times. That movie, The Green Mile, struck a chord, and I would like to get into that.
Mike, what do you say?
A movie with a character with the initials JC, or a movie about the descendant of JC, played by one Linda Fortino. It's in theaters this summer, folks. It's Dogma for me.
Okay, so Ryan, you were Green Mile. Mike, you were Dogma. This means Greg has to decide.
Wait, hold on. I have to ask Mike a question.
Could
he put the talents of Mr. Ripley in right now?
Ding! That's 3. And you know what that means. That's an official skadoosh. Little throwback to earlier seasons there. I'm going to say The Green Mile. It's the 12th seed, and it just had a bigger impact. And
I don't want to see that Linda Fiorentino performance again.
No, I honestly don't want to see fucking Tom Hanks trying to pee while he's got kidney stones or whatever either. But man, that's what's coming to us.
That's life, baby.
Yeah. Number 2 seed, 10 Things I Hate About You versus number 34 seed, South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. Boo. It's time to say goodbye, isn't it, folks?
I started like I had something to say.
Mike, yeah, what? You really did.
What movie is more you now? Like,
I have a reputation for not being a fan of South Park, which is untrue. I just bailed when they peaked when this movie came out 2 seasons into the TV show. I thought it's the best modern musical ever
period.
made. It's so fucking good. It's so sharp. I love 10 Things About You. I think it's so fun.
10 Things has that time where Heath Ledger comes out on the football field.
And
he plays Paint It Black.
On the trombone. It's great. It's phenomenal. I love that it's number 2. That's absurd. I think I'm much more interested in doing a South Park.
Very interesting. Ryan, what do you say?
I got to agree.
Yeah. I'm excited about this South Park episode. I mean, there's going to be highs and lows. The cringe is going to be so funny to try to just pick it one. Up next, Mikey. I'm so sorry about this big guy. Being John Malkovich at number 15 versus number 18 seed, The Mummy. Mike, what would you like to say to your mummy before we put it back in the sarcophagus?
This is hard as a huge John Malkovich fan to know that it's going away. Because there's not John Malkovich revivals at theaters for years, and there are The Mummy. So, freak out. It's being John Malkovich. The Mummy's great. It's delightful. It's super fun. What a romp.
I was going to have to pull you into a side mode and using a stage whisper talk about whether you were out of your GD mind.
But no, Mike and I in our text feed talking about doing this season again and getting 8 more movies. I guaranteed The Mummy.
Yeah.
It was.
Would
I
be
walk.
in.
This
I'm
is my
so
last show of the
sorry,
season.
I mean,
buddy.
being John Malkovich, come on. Get out of town. It's got to be being John Malkovich, right, everybody?
But as hot as everybody thinks Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are, can we imagine Catherine Keener and Cameron Diaz from that movie? There we go.
Or that big puppet.
Oh, man, the
Do you
big
remember
puppet.
the puppet?
You're the
I think
puppet.
we both got wood, big puppet. Up next.
I love it when you call me big puppet.
Up next, I can hardly believe some of the numbers I'm looking at here, gentlemen. Number 58, Three Kings, versus number 39, SLC Punk. Mike, you and I have been riding SLC Punk all night.
Yeah.
Is it time to ride it directly into the desert and say, these three kings be stealing the gold, these three kings be stealing our hearts?
I didn't sell out, son. I bought in. Shooter McGavin said that at the end of SLC Punk. And do you know what he used to buy in? Gold. It's Three Kings.
I love a man who admits that Shooter McGavin is his spirit animal.
That's because I can tell why that is, Ryan. It's because I played a round of golf with this guy. He spends more time in the sand than David Hasselhoff.
Craig, you're the funniest.
I just thought of that.
I don't believe you.
I was thinking about David Hasselhoff and also thinking about a time Mike and I went golfing, and I was like, you know what's similar there? Sounds like Three Kings is moving on pretty effortlessly, even though it is 21 positions lower in seating. Up next, our last... Nope, wrong. It's called scrolling, folks, and it's important that you do it before you make comments. Our next matchup is number 10 seed, The Sixth Sense, versus number 23 seed, Office Space. I see dead conceptual comedies. Oh, no.
So what I said in the beginning of the last week's episode about how comedies were going to move on.
Yeah, comedies are
That
going
might
to
not be
move
true.
on because they're going to fall right into the dugout, ending their season prematurely. Right, Ryan?
What an incredible 1999 reference Craig had right there.
And we all get it and love it.
Office Space is one of my all-time favorite movies. So fun to pop in. Its show potential, I think there is a little bit there. But in terms of like really getting into something and really like investigating it from a filmic perspective, like it's got to be The Sixth Sense, right, everybody?
Do you guys... So every episode, we're going to cover a new movie and then cover an old movie.
Yeah.
And should then we cover a third movie? Just to let some of these other movies in.
Freestyle it a little bit.
Yeah. It seems so unfair.
Let's do 32. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to have to redo all our seasons where we didn't do 32.
Restart the
Love
bracket.
that. We've
It's
already
6
done all
Sense.
the good years of movies. If we didn't do the movie year yet, it's not a good year of movie.
It's obvious. That's self-evidently true.
Fucking Greg. Listen to Mike on Diet Dr. Pepper right now. He is going off.
Ryan, do you want to make a case for Office Space, or should we just say Sixth Sense is it?
I don't. I think that this is M. Night Shyamalan's like opus. Like this is
Yeah.
it. Like I think that like we're gonna watch it knowing the twist and be like, oh my god, is he a master?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. This is the modern day Hitchcock. He'll never let us down.
I think I was really burned by not predicting the twist in this movie, and I think that for a while I held that against the movie as if it's his fault. Like, it's okay, big guy, can't get them all.
And so in every Shyamalan movie, you're like, Joaquin
That
Phoenix
guy's
is dead
dead.
in the
That
village.
guy's dead. That guy's dead. No, that now I do like machine gun guesses about what's going on with the movie, and then whatever happens, if it happens to like align with one of my answers, I go, called it.
I love how Greg is watching Signs and says Joaquin Phoenix is dead in the village.
Our next matchup is number 3, The Matrix, versus number 35, The Insider. This is why
Shit!
earlier rounds sometimes.
Shit! Oh, Insider.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there's an argument that The Insider is more important to pop culture
Mhm.
I think
than
it
The
changed
Matrix?
how film is literally made on a technical
Yes.
level.
Shit.
Yes.
I fucking lobbied, and The Insider would hate this, that I lobbied so hard, and now it's just fucking dust.
You know what? Let's just all pinky promise each other at some point we'll watch The Insider and just talk about it on our 3-way phone call that we don't record.
Fuck you, man. I only record my movie conversations.
I'm hearing that The
Okay,
Matrix
this
is
is not gonna
moving
watch The
on.
Insider.
Am I right, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Our next matchup, number 14, Magnolia, versus number 48, Pusher. And again, Magnolia, a movie that was in hot contention to possibly be 99 movie of the year. Probably top 3 movie for us, movie of the year. Mike, do we want to make it give way to Pusher?
Mad Mikkelsen. Nicholas Winding Drive-In.
No.
Come on, let's go be Pushermen.
Nicholas Winding Refn directed the movie Drive, just so I can translate
that's what I
Mike.
said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ryan, do you see a world? You've been the main pusher of Pusher, but does push come to shove when he's going up against Magnolia?
I thought Magnolia was better than Eyes Wide Shut, so no.
All right, Magnolia. Moving on. Up next, a movie that's just as good as Eyes Wide Shut. Our number 6 seed, Eyes Wide Shut, versus number 27, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Eyes Wide Shut is our winner for 99. Mike, is there any chance that we're going to get rid of our winner for Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Look, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels made a career, and he would go on to kind of own the 2000s. And I don't think the guy who did Eyes Wide Shut made anything else after that, which feels kind of lazy. So my vote's got to go Lock, Stock.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
I'll vote Eyes Wide Shut.
And Mike, was your joke real? I mean, was your vote real?
My joke was real. My vote was real. Fuck it. Lock, Stock, and Two
All
Smoking
right,
Barrels.
Eyes Wide Shut. Moving on, perhaps to repeat? Question mark. Our last matchup of the evening. Number 11 seed Toy Story 2 versus number 22 seed All About My Mother. Does anybody want to make a case for sliding in what is probably a wonderful film that will literally change the trajectory of our lives over Toy Story 2, a movie that we love but have each seen 10 times?
No, actually, you know what? I do think that All About My Mother may have more importance.
So
is that
more? I mean, it's going to be a better movie, right? Like for this crowd, for the three of us, we're going to like All About My Mother way more than Toy Story 2, right?
I don't know about that. We loved Toy Story 2.
Well, Toy Story 2, what's great about Toy Story 2 is everybody's fucking dumb and forgets about it. They talk about 1 and 3 and then bitch about 4, and 2 is probably the best. But Pedro Almodovar, you fuckers. Penelope Cruz, you motherfuckers.
I remember doing the show about Toy Story 2 and being like, this is just like a real ass movie. Like, this is on top of like being about toys and being for kids and everything. Like, this is an awesome movie. But, and I don't even know, really. I've never seen All About My Mother. I've never even seen a trailer for it. I'm just basically, it's like name recognition. But I'm feeling strongly tempted to advocate that we move on All About My Mother. But is that just like, is it just too late in the night to be making decisions like this?
It's never too late. Only good decisions happen late at night.
I'm going to call for it, Mike. Please give me your vote.
All About My Mother.
Toy Story 2.
And I'm also going to say Toy Story 2. I'm sorry. Like,
you made me look like a fool.
I'm sorry. I really want it.
I voted for Toy Story 2 knowing that Greg was going to say All About My Mother.
I'm just very excited about the idea of All About My Mother, but I just don't think it would sit right over time if it got voted out over Toy Story 2. We are going to take one of our patented quickest of breaks, and when we come back, we're going to look at the field and talk about what we think might move on. Your 1999 Movie of the Year contenders are Fight Club, The Iron Giant, Run Lola Run, Notting Hill, Election, The Blair Witch Project, The Limey, The Green Book, South Park, Being John Malkovich, Three Kings, The Sixth Sense, The Matrix, Magnolia, Eyes Wide Shut, and Toy Story 2. Many of these movies were in contention in the original season. What do you guys think of
not Green Book, The Green Mile.
Did I say Green Book?
And you said Green Book.
Okay.
But American Beauty is out. 10 Things is out. What else is out? Anything?
Oh, from the original season?
Uh-huh.
We got close with some of them, but I don't think we kicked out. American Beauty was the big one that we kicked out.
My goal was to kick them all.
My goal was to kick.
That's what I came here to do.
My goal was if it made sense to remove American Beauty, and I thought that we arranged that. I'm very, very, very excited that we've got the Iron Giant that we're going to do. We may have actually changed the results by getting the Iron Giant in there. There's not a ton of these that I'm super excited about. Ryan, is there any that stick out for you that you are excited that we're going to get to do a show about?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously the Limey is, I think, because it was my pick and it's in the 16, which is so fulfilling and I'm floating.
Is this the first time that's ever happened? I think that it is. That one of ours made it to the.
We'll have to talk to producer Dave, but it's possible.
I'm pretty sure my pick in '97 was Jackie Brown. You guys were like, "Boo! No, why would we ever watch that?"
That's a person's name.
But the Iron Giant and Notting Hill, like all of these genre movies that aren't like the English Patient, they're so important and we have to talk about them. All of those movies is why we made it. We went from 8 to 16, and that's what I'm excited about.
Mike, anything?
The Green Mile, we'll see.
I tried to advocate at the last second for the Green Book, but I guess that was kind of summarily rejected. Mike, is there anything you were very excited that we're going to cover this season that we didn't get to last time?
Oh, super excited to finally watch David O. Russell's One Good Movie. Pumped about that and to do a show about it. Can't wait. And no, the rest are trash. No, Election. Come on, Election. I'm happy to get a new movie of the year, 1999.
I mean, Sixth Sense, South Park, these are like pillars of 99 that we just couldn't get to.
I'm very glad we did this. I'm very glad we're going to have shows about some of these. My big question is, can anybody take out Eyes Wide Shut? And I think we've got some real contenders between the Limey, Election, Notting Hill potentially, and Iron Giant. So I think that there's a chance the king might fall.
The Iron Giant is up there, but honestly, I'm worried about if I was Eyes Wide Shut. If I was a movie as a person, I'd be worried about rewatches of Magnolia and being John Malkovich.
Mm-hmm. Well, stick around, listeners, because we've got a lot of good stuff coming your way. Get caught up if you want to, or just follow along with us. But either way, do me a favor, would you? Keep watching them movies.